to 7 or 8 years of this kind of situation instead of 3.5 to 4 years.
ABC 7 staying on top of the story that seemingly gets worse and more frustrating day by day.
Overlapping construction projects in West El Paso. Was there any other way to get the work done?
That's what we are asking tonight following the closure of Paisano from Executive to Sunland Park, which until last Sunday was an alternate route for drivers who are now caught in I-10 gridlock on a daily basis.
And to add to the problem, the city's streetcar project is closing some of the only other roads drivers can use to avoid the two highway projects. Southbound lanes of Oregon Street between Cincinnati and University are closed for the next 2 months. So that makes 3 big projects all in the same area of El Paso. Many of you who are affected are calling it ridiculous.
That's why we're looking into why the projects are all happening at once. ABC 7's Josie Ortegon is live tonight with what she learned.
Rick Estella, with a section of Paisano closed Monday, the logical route would be I-10. The lanes closed around Executive Center caused a major backup, forcing drivers to use Mesa as a detour, but they're running into problems there too.
We try to put all the traffic onto Mesa. It's very difficult to not have congestion.
Congestion that has West El Paso drivers frustrated, especially when their detour includes running into even more construction. Crews are working on the El Paso streetcar project. Spokesman Martin Bartlett says working around UTEP's school schedule made the most sense.
Everybody's on a schedule and wants to get the projects that they're responsible for completed as efficiently and as quickly as possible.
While it's all happening at what feels like an inconvenient time, TxDOT District Engineer Bob Bielig says it could be even worse. TxDOT had 2 options: work on the GO 10 and Border Expressway projects separately or at the same time. Since the 2 interconnect near Paisano, he says it's better to get the work done now.
Would spend $20 to $50 million. It would be very, very difficult to have good connections in place and would subject the public to 7 or 8 years of this kind of situation instead of 3.5 to 4 years.
And that's what Bielig says tops the list when considering some of the pros to construction. Shorter construction time, lower price tag, and better long-term traffic management. Drivers already know the cons: more congestion, fewer alternate routes, and longer commutes.
But the more important issue as to why we're doing them both at the same time is simply the connection and the fact that we can cut the public's pain from 7 to 8 years to 3.5 to 4 years.
The streetcar construction will wrap up in mid-August before school starts. Construction around Paisano will last roughly 8 months. Rick, back to you.
Gotta take your medicine. Josie, thank you. TxDOT is completely shut